Remember this fun toy from the 1980s? Rico Sneller, a fourth grade teacher at McGowen, picked up one a few years ago and discovered anyone can solve it. He decided to bring it to school to see if his students would be as intrigued with it as he was. Turns out, they became as obsessed as he had.
I have a lot of Rubik's Cubes at my house, like 7 of them, and I know how to solve like 2 of them.
Following that kind of rabbit hole, I looked into the company that makes them, and they have a lot of wonderful programs, one of which lends out whole entire libraries of cubes to schools and other organizations so that you can make these giant 600 cube mosaics, which is pretty awesome. And the best part about it is it's free. They ship it to you for free. The only thing you have to pay for is the shipping back. And so I was fortunate enough to get a grant approved by the McKinney Education Foundation, and they picked up the bill for shipping it back. And so we've got these cubes for 6 weeks. I'm just thrilled. I'm so glad that MEF was able to help us out, and the kids, of course, just love it.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I like to make pictures and see how it looks after. It's pretty cool.
And the cool thing about a mosaic is you're only looking at one face of the cube. So really the kids who can't even quite solve the whole cube yet are able to be successful in this because they can at least make one side look the same. Hide these so they don't get messed up, and then bring this one up. One of my favorite things about bringing Rubik's Cubes into the classroom is the kids teach each other. There are very few kids who I have directly taught anything about the Rubik's Cube. All I have to do is kind of show them, like, this is a thing, and then they take off with it, which is fantastic. I mean, it is a math problem, and one thing I do at the beginning of the year, the first day of school, is explain to kids, this is a math problem. It's a fun one, but just like every other math problem, it's based on patterns. It's hard at first, but the more you work at it, the bit easier it gets. Today, each group was able to complete an individual mosaic. Some of the larger ones, the 225 cube and 600 cube mosaics, can be broken into manageable chunks. So my plan for next time we meet next week will be to give each group one 5x5 grid, and then 9 of those 5x5 grids put together will create a 225 cube portrait of somebody. So that's like the Martin Luther King one that I had done and the Albert Einstein one that's up there. Instead of me doing it all on my own, we can have 100 kids do it in probably about 30 minutes. Luckily, this is the sort of program that the Rubik's Cube Company has. It doesn't appear to be going anywhere. So if nothing else, I would love to be able to borrow them once a year. But I mean, it would be nice to have them around all the time. I don't know if that would mean another grant application or doing some sort of fundraising thing, but they're about $10 a cube. So this company's trusting me with $6,000 worth of cubes, and it might be a tough sell to get people to donate that, but it would be really cool to have this as a regular, permanent part of our community here.